The best time to buy a house depends on your individual circumstances and preferences. It's important to carefully consider factors such as affordability, interest rates, market conditions, and personal needs before making a decision. So in this video, we are going to discuss the best time of year to buy a house. The video is going to be amazing. Make sure to stick till the end. Now before we get into this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button and leave a comment below saying I subscribed. I will try my best to reply to as many comments as possible. Buying a home. There are distinct selling seasons in which the volume of homes for sale and clearance rates vary significantly. Tradition dictates that spring is when people put their homes on the market, and there is also a well-documented uptick in listings in summer. But the reality of buying a home is a little more complicated. Firstly, you need to understand that every state, property market, and suburb is unique and has its own set of conditions. If you are looking at buying in an area with high investor activity, like a mining town or an area experiencing a tourism boom, there may be no clear selling season at all. Individual sellers also have different motivations as to why they choose a particular season or time of year to transact. So when is the best time to buy a house? If you are buying your first home, you may be surprised to know that the seasons play a part. Buying a house in spring. Conventional wisdom says if you put your home on the market in spring, it will sell at a higher price. So evidently, this is what people tend to do. From a buyer's perspective, there is a clear spike in listings in spring as people emerge from winter and spruce up their homes for market. This is great as you have a ton of properties to view, but the flip side of the coin is you will have more competition for properties, which drives up the final sale price. As a result, buyers need to be prepared to pay more in spring. Buying a house in summer. You can also make a case for buying in summer, especially the window before Christmas. This is when sellers are keen to offload their properties before the new year so they can get on with their lives. Sellers with children could also want to sell before the school holidays end, in late January, so you could strike a deal then. No one wants to have to deal with a move in the week of Christmas Eve and New Year's Day. Listings tend to start picking up in late January and February. It's the age-old behavior of starting a new year fresh and putting wheels into motion that tends to motivate sellers and buyers to make a move. As a buyer, you also need to be careful not to get too seduced by the warm weather, sparkling pool, and idyllic garden, and pay over the odds. Here are a few tactics that can help you save money if you hope to buy during this most competitive time of year. If your timeline is flexible, consider waiting until the very end of summer to make an offer on a home. The last 2 weeks of August are a great time to buy, because so many other buyers have quit their search for the summer and are taking vacations, says Katie Severance, a realtor with Douglas Elliman in Palm Beach, Florida. Also, sellers get worried and fear that an offer might not be coming at all, so their motivation is increased at the end of August. Yet another option is to look for fixer-uppers that are priced to sell. If you're handy and feel like practicing your HGTV skills, then roll up your sleeves and look for homes in need of some updating, says Rizzi. Homes that are being sold by the owners, rather than through a real estate agent or broker, may also present a saving opportunity. For sale by owner properties, especially those still sitting on the market for weeks or months, may be tired of the non-stop solicitations and ready to sell to a savvy buyer, says Rizzi. Buying a house in autumn. In the real estate industry, autumn is also a popular time to transact. Many sellers will have done their research over the summer holidays and will be getting ready to list. While not traditionally as active as spring, due to the significant holidays during the Easter period, it is still a busy time in real estate. If you're an active buyer during this time, it's critical to watch closely during the weeks preceding the Easter weekend when buyers may be thinking about holidays and planning to leave town. At this time, it's important to understand seller motivations and keep your eyes peeled, as there may be some wiggle room for negotiations. If there are fewer buyers in the market, it can be easier to haggle for a better price. Buying a house in winter. People tend to hibernate over the colder months, so not many houses are listed for sale. But, and this is a big but, there are also significantly fewer buyers out there. Be prepared though, because the buyers you're competing against are likely to be as savvy and determined as you. There's a reason sellers list their properties in summer and spring, and that's because properties usually look their best during these months, so they're hoping for a better result. In winter, properties may be more likely to be listed due to a significant life milestone that can't wait. Sellers are therefore more likely to compromise on price, as well as the terms and conditions of the purchase contract. But if you're looking in markets within Queensland or anywhere near the top end, seasonal variations may not be as pronounced. Home buyers get a better deal on purchase prices when colder weather kicks in. A 2021 report from Atom Data Solutions shows that buyers who closed in October paid the most minimal above-market premiums on home purchases at just 2.9%. December represents the next best bargain, with premiums at 3.4%, followed by November and January, both at 3.9%. By comparison, buyers who closed in May typically paid an 11.5% premium. Scoring a bargain during winter, however, is not necessarily a sure thing amid an overheated housing market. During the past 2 years, it was not at all cheaper here to buy a house in the winter, says Kiri Rizzi, a realtor with HomeSmart Homes and Estates in White Plains, New York. But if the market continues to correct itself in coming months, it may once again become true that the best deals to be had are found in winter. The cost you'll pay for movers is generally more affordable during winter as well. Moving companies tend to charge less in the winter because demand decreases, says Bill Gessett, a RE/MAX realtor and owner of Massachusetts-based Maximum Real Estate Exposure. The peak moving season is spring to summer, and the prices for moving companies throughout the country are reflective of that. Things to consider besides price. When purchasing a property, there's a lot to consider besides the seasons. You should also be looking at other sources and performance metrics to help fine-tune your game plan. Listing websites. A good place to start are listing sites like Real Estate and Domain, which offer expert advice, market insights, and also rank the top-performing suburbs in Australia. Days on Market, DOM. For specific performance data, the Days on Market, DOM metric is a good sign of a booming or cooling market. Be aware of your local market, however, as this figure can vary widely depending on the location and a number of other factors. If a property has been on the market for longer than the market average time, the seller could be more open to negotiating the final sale price, and you could strike a deal. Auction clearance rates. Also watch auction clearance rates for the market you are interested in. This is expressed as a percentage of the number of properties sold at auction over a week or month. In our cities, clearance rates over 70% are generally considered to indicate a hot market. Where prices are rising, this can vary depending on the postcode and time of year. Clearance rates under 60% are considered low and are described as a buyer's market. Rental yields. If you are buying to invest, look at rental yields, which details how much income/rent a property could fetch over a time frame as a proportion of its value. Rising rental yields are a good sign that there is strong demand for rental accommodation. Vacancy rates. Likewise, vacancy rates will tell you how much rental demand there is for a property, with high rates indicating low tenant demand or a glut of rental properties on the market. Look for low vacancy rates as an indication of high demand for rental properties. For suburb performance data, such as these, sign up to our newsletter and have them delivered straight to your inbox. Go the extra mile. If you have found a property that you like, make sure you research it thoroughly. Do not rely on the marketing blurb or what you see at a viewing. Start by making a list of pros and cons and get a building report, which will identify if there are any defects or issues with pests. This will enable you to make an informed decision about the property. Let us know your opinion in the comments section below. This was all for today. Hope you liked the video. Subscribe to our channel and stay tuned for more interesting videos. Stay safe, and we will be back soon with another video.